So we'll start with the revision of chapter topic collision. So collisions are of two types, either it is elastic or inelastic collision. The points which you should remember related to both the collision is that for elastic collision momentum is conserved and also for inelastic collision momentum is conserved. So for both the cases momentum is always conserved. What is not conserved? In case of elastic collision, kinetic energy is also conserved, but in case of inelastic collision, kinetic energy is not conserved. Conservation means what? Initial and final values are not equal. Okay. Here I have written the term E. E is known as coefficient of restitution. What is coefficient of restitution? We will study later. But what you should remember now is for elastic collision, coefficient of restitution is 1, and for inelastic collision, coefficient of restitution is less than 1. These are the basic points which you should know about elastic and inelastic collision. The concept of elastic collision. For any kind of collision, we always consider initial conditions, means before collision and after collision conditions. So I have considered two masses m1 and m2. Mass m1 is moving with initial velocity u1 and m2 is moving with initial velocity u2. In the diagram I have shown that both the velocities are in the same direction. In the question you might get a question in which the velocities are not in the same direction. So do not worry. What you need to do is whenever you substitute value of velocities, you need to consider the sign conventions. Now what do I mean by sign convention? For example, if I consider the velocities measured from left to right as positive, then velocities measured from right to left are taken as negative. So if you assign one direction to the velocity as positive, so other direction will be automatically negative. So while substituting values, you need to consider the sign conventions. Okay. So now for this case, I have considered both the velocities are moving in the same direction. So before collisions, this is the before collision condition, and after collision, the final velocities of the bodies are v1 and v2 respectively. As we have studied, for elastic collision, both momentum as well as kinetic energy is conserved. So first I will put up the condition of conservation of momentum. So initial momentum is what? Mass into velocity. So initial momentum will be m1 u1 for mass m1, and initial momentum for mass m2 will be m2 u2. So total initial momentum will be m1 u1 plus m2 u2. That will be equal to final momentum. Now final momentum for mass m1 is m1 v1 and final momentum for mass m2 is m2 v2. So total final momentum is m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So this gives me the condition for conservation of momentum. Also kinetic energy is also conserved. So initial kinetic energies of mass m1 and m2 are half m1 u1 square and half m2 u2 square respectively, and final kinetic energies, that is after collision, the kinetic energies are half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. So both initial and final energies are equal. So from this condition, if I solve this, I'll take the mass m1 on one side and mass m2 on the other side. So m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u2. Okay. So I will take m1 as common. So taking m1 as common, I will get the condition u1 minus v1 will be m2 into v2 minus u2. Okay. So this is condition. I will name this as equation number 1. For the kinetic energy condition, half term gets cancelled out. Again I take m1, mass m1 on one side and mass m2 on the another side. So m1 will be common. So I will get here u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 into v1 square minus u2 square. So we have got two conditions. One condition from conservation of momentum and another condition from conservation of kinetic energy. So now if I take ratio of 2:1, so what will get? m1 u1 square minus v1 square upon left hand side divided by left hand side, right hand side divided by right hand side. Okay. So here mass term gets cancelled out. Now here above we have the term u1 square minus v1 square. So here we can use the formula a square minus b square is a plus b into a minus b. Okay. So I'll put up your value u1 minus v1 u1 plus v1 upon u1 minus v1 is equal to, same condition over here, v2 minus u2 v2 plus u2 upon v2 minus u2. Therefore, we are left with u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. I'll take the initial velocities on one side and final velocities on the other side. Therefore, u1 minus u2 and will be equal to v2 minus v1. This is an important condition. Okay. So u1 minus u2 is known as nothing but relative velocity of approach. So relative velocity of approach is what? u1 minus u2, and relative velocity of separation is what? It is v2 minus v1. Okay. So relative velocity of approach is u1 minus u2. Relative velocity of separation is v2 minus v1. So for elastic collision, the condition is relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. So what you need to remember for any question based on elastic collision, that is condition for conservation of momentum, from which we derived equation number 1, condition for conservation of energy, from which we derived equation number 2, and third equation which is very important, that is relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation for case of elastic collisions. Okay, so these three equations are useful for solving any question related to elastic collision. Now one more term which is very important is coefficient of restitution. It is used both for elastic collision as well as inelastic collision. So how to define coefficient of restitution? E is equal to, it is ratio of relative velocity of separation to relative velocity of approach. Relative velocity of separation is v2 minus v1 and relative velocity of approach is u1 minus u2. So ratio of v2 minus v1 to u1 minus u2 is known as coefficient of restitution. As in case of elastic collision, relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. Value of E for elastic collision will be equal to 1. This is the condition for only for elastic collision. We'll see for the cases of inelastic collision. In elastic collision, value of E is generally less than 1. So the first question based on elastic collision has been given. So a ball of mass m is moving with velocity v and it makes an head-on collision. Now what do you mean by head-on? Head-on means what? If initially both the bodies are moving in the same line, then after collision as well they will move in the same line. Such collisions are known as head-on collisions. It means before collision and after collision both the bodies are moving in the same line is termed as head-on collision. So first we will solve the question on head-on collision. There is one more type of collision known as oblique collision that we will see later. So the two bodies are undergoing head-on elastic collision and both the bodies have same mass. Means m1 is also equal to m and m2 is also equal to m. The second body is moving with velocity 2v, towards it. Okay, this body is also important. I have told you earlier, while solving you should consider the sign convention. So what is the diagram? There is a body of mass m, it is moving with velocity v initially. There is another body of same mass, that is m, it is moving with velocity 2v, but it is moving towards the other body. It means what? It will be moving towards the left hand side. Okay. So first of all, by reading the question, you should frame a diagram of the question. Okay. So mass m is moving with initial velocity v and mass m is moving with initial velocity 2v. It is approaching towards mass m. So if I consider this v as positive, left to right, if I am taking it as positive, then right to left I will take it as negative according to the sign convention. Now while solving any question related to elastic collision, we have three equations, that is conservation of momentum, kinetic energy conservation, and relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. These are the three equations which we need to use. So for solving any question, I'll suggest we should use only equation number 1 and equation number 3. That is sufficient to solve any question related to elastic collision. So I'll use equation number 1. Equation number 1 is related to what? Conservation of momentum. Okay. So if I consider the condition of conservation of momentum, initial velocity of first body, initial momentum of first body will be m into v. Initial momentum of second body will be m into minus 2v. This is the initial momentum, that is equal to final momentum. I will consider that after collision this mass has velocity v1, and after collision this mass has velocity v2. So final momentums will be m into v1 plus m into v2. We don't know what is the direction of v1 and v2, so we'll simply assign v1 and v2. So I got the condition mv into minus 2mv is equal to mv1, I'll take m common, plus v2. If I take m common in this case as well, so mv minus 2v is equal to mv1 plus v2. Gets cancelled, so we get v1 plus v2 is equal to minus v. So this is condition number 1. Okay. Now second condition we can make use of equation number 3. What is equation number 3? Relative velocity of approach is equal to relative velocity of separation. This is the third condition which we have derived for elastic collision. So relative velocity of approach is u1 minus u2 is equal to v2 minus v1. Now what is u1? u1 is equal to v. What is u2? u2 is equal to minus 2v. We should always consider the sign convention. That is v2 minus v1. Therefore v2 minus v1 will have value equal to 3v. This is equation number 2. So I got two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2. So by solving equation number 1 and equation number 2, either by method of substitution or by method of elimination, as we do in maths, I'll get the value. Okay, so if I add 1 and 2, adding 1 and 2, what you get? v1 term gets cancelled out. v2 plus v2 will be 2v. 2v2 will be equal to minus v plus 3v, that is equal to 2v. Therefore value of v2 is equal to v. So value of second velocity of mass m is equal to v, and if I put this condition in equation number 1, so I will get v1 plus v is equal to minus v. Therefore v1 will be equal to minus 2v. So I got the velocity of first body, final velocity of first body as minus 2v, and final velocity of second body as v. So my correct option is option number D. A metal ball of mass 2 kg is moving with initial velocity of 10 meter per second. It undergoes a head-on collision with a stationary ball. It means your second body is at rest, of mass 3 kg. After the collision, both the balls are moving together. It means what, both of them combined and they are moving together. We need to calculate what is the loss in the kinetic energy due to collision. So there is a loss in kinetic energy because collision is in general inelastic collision. So before collision conditions are given and after collision conditions are given. I will consider let the velocity of the combination after the collision is v combination. Okay, so v com. What we need to calculate? Loss in kinetic energy. What is loss in kinetic energy equal to? Loss in kinetic energy will be initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. So I should know what is the initial kinetic energy and what is the final kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy will be only due to mass of 2 kg because 3 kg mass is at rest. So initial kinetic energy will be half m is 2 kg and velocity is 10 square. This is the value of initial kinetic energy minus what I should know, that is final kinetic energy. Now both the bodies are combined and they are moving with velocity v com. So final kinetic energy will be half combined mass is 2 plus 3, that is 5 into what we need to know over here is v combination square. So in order to find out loss in kinetic energy, the only term which is missing is v combination. So how to calculate v combination? For inelastic collision we can use the condition of conservation of momentum. Therefore initial momentum is
m1u1, initial mass is mass 2 kg, velocity is 10, this is initial momentum for mass 2 kg, plus initial momentum for mass 3 kg will be 3, it is at rest, means velocity is 0, that is equal to, now both the mass are combined, so combined mass is 2 plus 3 and the velocity is v com. So if I solve this, 20 is 5 into v combination, therefore velocity of combined velocity will be equal to 4 meter per second. So we got the value of combined velocity. If I substitute in this, so in this case value is 100 minus half into 5, v combination square is 4 square, 4 square is 16, so it is 40. So 100 minus 40 value will be equal to 60. So loss in kinetic energy will be equal to 60 joules.
Now the next question is a question related to oblique collision. Till then, the two questions we have seen earlier are related to head-on collision. Now in case of oblique collision, the colliding bodies are not moving in a same line. Either it might be before collision or after collision, but they are not in a same line. So such question is related to oblique collision. Now in this case, two bodies of equal mass are moving with equal velocities. Initially, they are moving in mutually perpendicular direction. So in diagram, I have shown the before collision condition. Two bodies of mass m each are moving with initial velocities, same initial velocities. In the question, initial velocity is given to be 45 root 2. So both the bodies are moving with velocity 45 root 2 in a mutually perpendicular direction. Now both are undergoing a collision, and after collision they both stick together and move with a combined velocity. Okay. So what you need to calculate in this question is velocity of their combined velocity. Okay. Now since the body is combined, it is moving with certain angle theta with respect to horizontal. In previous question we have used the condition for conservation of momentum. In this case we will also use the condition for conservation of momentum, but since the question is related to oblique collision, we need to use the conservation of momentum in two cases, along the horizontal direction and along the vertical direction. So whenever there is a question related to oblique collision, we have to use the condition of conservation of momentum both in horizontal direction as well as in vertical direction. Now as angle made by V combination with respect to horizontal is theta, I can resolve V combination into two components, horizontal and vertical components. Okay. So horizontal component will be V combination cos theta and vertical component will be V combination sin theta. So I will use the condition of conservation of momentum in both the directions, in horizontal as well as vertical. Okay. So first condition is for horizontal direction. So this is the horizontal direction. In this case, before collision condition, initial momentum. Now this body does not have any component in horizontal direction. So this body will not be considered in the condition of horizontal direction. So mass m, initial velocity is 45 root 2. Okay. This has no component in horizontal direction, so this mass will not be taken. So this is the initial momentum in horizontal direction is equal to, final momentum will be mass of the combination is how much? 2m and V combination cos theta. Okay, so this is the momentum, final momentum after collision in horizontal direction. Next condition is for vertical. Before collision, in vertical direction, we have only one mass, only one component, that is m, moving velocity 45 root 2. So m 45 root 2 will be equal to, now after collision we have second body, after collision we have velocity of V combination sin theta and mass of the combination is 2m V combination sin theta. Okay. So if I can eliminate the term of mass. So from first condition I get 2 V combination cos theta is equal to 45 root 2, and from second condition I get 2 V combination sin theta is equal to 45 root 2. If I take this 2 on the right hand side, I will get the value as 45 by root 2, and I'll get 45 by root 2. Okay. Now the question has been asked about the combined velocity. So I don't need to calculate value for theta. So I need to eliminate the term of cos theta and sin theta. We know cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So in order to eliminate the term of theta, what I can do, I can square individual equations and add them. So squaring v combination square cos square theta plus v combination square sin square theta will be equal to square of this term and square of this term, that is 45 square upon 2 plus 45 square upon 2. Okay. Now if I take v combination square in common, this is cos square theta plus sin square theta, and cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So what I will get here, therefore v combination square is equal to 45, it is 2 times 45 square upon 2. Okay. So v combination square is 45 square, therefore v combination will be equal to 45. So combined velocity after collision is 45 meter per second.